Hello, and welcome back to the Ember log. Today's video is just going to be a sort of update on life, probably not going into too many intricate or deep details about, I don't know, some specific topic of chronic illness because, the past couple of days have been rough and I am right about to drop hard. So, basically, what happened is the past 2 days I've not been sleeping well. I've been getting to sleep fairly early, but then either having super interrupted sleep or just waking up super early and then not being able to get back to sleep, which is not great. I'm always exhausted already, and that just adds to it. So that's not been grand for my health. On the other hand, because of the lack of sleep, my body has been attempting to compensate for that, and as such, it's actually been making me not feel the symptoms as much as I normally would, which, on the one hand, useful, feels okay. On the other hand, it's exceptionally dangerous because when you are used to feeling completely exhausted or in debilitating pain all the time, and then you have a day where you're not feeling that. Now, it's not a good day, it's just a day where you're not feeling it. So my body's still experiencing it, the signals aren't quite connecting. But because I'm not feeling it, that temptation to take advantage of that day and just go do something is there. Usually that involves something physical for me, be it cleaning or some form of exercise. Oof. Usually I'm smart enough not to do that, but not this time. No. So, a long time ago, 4 years ago, when virtual reality technology was starting to get big, I bought into it because, frankly, I love advanced technologies, and this was a just whole new super cool idea. Plus, it was especially awesome for me. So, basically, for those who don't know, it's a headset that you put on. It completely covers your vision, and then it has two screens. And it basically mimics the way that the human eyes work. So it puts you virtually in the game. You have these tracking towers that constantly monitor the headset's position, and then you have two controllers. So it's always monitoring the position of your hands and your head, and updating those in real time. So you are actually in the video game worlds, or wherever else. One of the cool applications is Google Earth. It's far from perfect, but it sort of lets you travel and see the sort of a 3D recreation of some of the pictures that the Google satellites take, or that some of their ground teams take, letting you sort of travel without traveling. And for somebody who is homebound, literally can't even get out to the local areas around here, that's pretty cool. It's also, because I'm an avid gamer, it's especially cool to be able to drop into the video game worlds. The downside is that VR is actually an incredibly active form of gaming. It's immensely good exercise, most or a lot of the games, which normally would be great. I mean, it's super cool. It's gaming and has all of the benefits that gaming has, because scientifically, gaming actually has quite a few benefits for the mind. But then it also has a lot of physical benefits. So it's a great mesh of the worlds. Plus, it's an experience unlike anything else. But again, unfortunately, my body is exercise intolerant and absolutely hates me whenever I do such things. So, yeah, because the past 2 days I've been actually feeling okay, and because I recently watched a show in which VR was featured, meaning that I got the sort of inclination to try it again, and by inclination I mean that spark lit again for the passion of VR, the technology, where it's headed, the experiences, because it was really just unlike anything else. So I spent probably about 4 hours between yesterday and today in VR doing different things. Some of it was more relaxing. I played a fishing simulator, so that was for a very short bit, so that was nice. The rest of it was a lot more active, and yeah, now I'm really starting to pay for it. My health is taken a downhill real fast, along with the lack of sleep, which was bringing its own repercussions, other events that happened recently, and because I streamed for 7 hours yesterday, which was great. Honestly, it was exactly what I needed. Wasn't what my body needed in any way, but it's what I needed. Um, it is. It's immensely hard to hold on to the value and meaning in things. Inherently, I believe that every life has purpose and value. Just the simple fact of being alive. It's, it's not something that can be escaped. It's not something that can be lost or taken. Purpose and meaning are just part of being alive. Hey, that's my belief anyway. But even though I believe that, doesn't mean I actually know what my purpose is or what the meaning of life is. And especially when so much of life is just debilitating fatigue or pain day after day where I can't do much. I can't even play VR games where I'm just standing there waving my arms because it's too taxing on my body. It can be really hard to hold on to that. I've wanted to do something creatively productive, be it working on art or game design or something like that. But with exhaustion comes brain fog, and with, well, exhaustion, pain, or whatever else comes brain fog often. And with brain fog, the mind just doesn't work right. And trying to do something creative in that place it doesn't go anywhere at all in the slightest. So when you really can't do anything, you can't go anywhere, you can't work, you can't seemingly do anything productive. I mean, even if I had the physical energy like I had the past 2 days, I really couldn't clean. I mean, I could have. It would have been a bad idea, just like playing VR games. But I can't really clean or do anything physically productive, and with brain fog and exceptional fatigue, I can't do anything mentally productive, really. And so it's just trying to hold on to the meaning and value and purpose of life, of the day to day, trying to hold on to some sort of quality of life, some sort of life that you can actually live, not just survive, because there's no point to surviving life. There's just not. Like, there will be times in life where maybe all you can do is survive, and that's unavoidable. Grief is grief is anyway. There are times when survival is what you have to do because it's all that you have, it's all that you can do, but that is not life, that's not living. And you can't just spend your whole life surviving. There's nothing to it. Surviving is just trying to get to the point where you can start living again. And when you don't really have that option open to you, it's hard to hold on to anything. Hard to hold on to that purpose and value and meaning. And I guess that's really where I'm at recently, is just in that place as I've been struggling with sleep and pain and my health. And the stream yesterday was a huge step in the right direction. Or not a step in the right direction, but it was really good. Not many people show up to the streams or chat in the streams or anything like that. They're not like super successful, and I'm not sure I'm even all that good at them. I'm working on it, but it's something I've really never done before. But I genuinely enjoy it. I get to play games and I get to share that experience, or with people or the void, as it were, more often than not. But it's nice, it's that social atmosphere of talking and sharing something that I'm actively enjoying in the moment. And on the last stream, a couple people actually showed up, and it was just exactly what I needed, really. It brought the joy back to streaming and really reminded me why I was doing it in the first place. And it brought a lot of other stuff into perspective. So I know that on Instagram I was really, I was talking about experimenting with the kind of content that I was posting. And I made a separate account specifically for a curation of just my art. I'm still going to do that because, well, I'm not really sure what I'm going to keep posting on my Instagram, but the curation of the art, I do want to just upload sort of my best pieces to that and keep that strictly for the art for anyone that just wants to see that. But my main Instagram is really just going to focus on the art. I think I might change my mind, but I think the three things that I really want to hold on to and are my current goals are streaming, the Ember log, and art on Instagram. And they sort of represent three different aspects of myself, all three of which I really need in order to try and function at all in this life. The Ember log, of course, is sort of my way to just talk about everything in a, honest and open manner, without trying to provide metaphor or meaning or, some sort of good or evocative writing. Just raw and open and honest and simple. And then on Instagram and the art, that's a way for me to explore the really tough aspects of illness, the frustration and the anger and the pain, the suffering and all of that stuff. It allows me to provide visuals for those things, visual metaphor, storytelling, to give a better look or an alternative kind of look along with my words for people who maybe don't know what it's like because they haven't experienced it, or for people who have experienced it to connect with. And that's what the Instagram and the art is really all about. It's a form of therapy for me, working through it, providing that visual and getting those emotions out. It's a real outlet for me. So I'm definitely going to keep doing that. Hopefully once the brain fog clears up a bit, I can get back to doing some of that. But since I'm on the way down for the crash, we'll see how that one goes. And then the Twitch streams, I'm not sure they are going to be for everyone who follows the Ember log or who follows my Instagram. But the Twitch stream is really just an opportunity for me to both socialize in ways that I don't really get to. Hopefully socialize when hopefully people start showing up, but I digress. But socialization and an opportunity really for me to just share the aspects of me, my personality that I don't know where to go with, that don't fit into my art, or really into the Ember log. They do a little bit, but the more fun and lighthearted aspects of me, the ones that are focused on the wonder of life and just the interest and intrigue of all my different passions and the different interests that I come up with, talking about, game design and the things that I'm passionate about, and really just having fun playing through games and being my snarky personality that I so often am. So, yeah, if you're interested in that, in hanging out and just hearing my rambles about games and other stuff, you should check out my Twitch streams. I stream on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, usually, provided I don't screw something up and start later, but that's usually when I start. And otherwise, of course, there's my art on Instagram exploring the tougher sides of chronic illness, and there is the Ember log, just talking about my whole journey through chronic illness. All right, I don't want to make this thing too long, so I'm going to wrap it up, but that's where I'm at currently, and yeah, that's about that. Thank you very much for everyone who watched this, whether they watched part of it or all of it. It means a lot to me, and once again, I don't necessarily, you know what, I'm just going to drop that. No. If you do like it, or you know anyone who you think might like my art, the Ember log following my journey, or the Twitch streams, I would be incredibly grateful if you were to share it with them. If you think they would get something with it, or if you think they would have input, whether they would connect with it, or, gain something from it, whatever that may be. Yeah, I would just be super grateful if you would share it. And that's about that. So, until next time, this has been the Ember Log, and I've been the Chronic Phoenix.